I wanted to reach out. I'm Scott Forcino from Real Brokerage. It's late in October the 24th, I guess, and I wanted to address a few things that I'm hearing about and that people have reached to me and, well, my thoughts. We're hearing that business is as usual with regard to buyer agent compensation, and I believe that's true. Keep in mind the rules changed or were implemented on August 17th, and it's now about 9 weeks later. I throw out August and early September because we're getting kids back in school, and we're really into this new commission economy for about 5 or 6 weeks, 5 weeks, really. So anything that's 5 weeks old is in its infancy. And we had all the momentum of 100 years of paying commission by the sellers. And we also have, whether we like it or not, the prevailing position and the viewpoint is that if you don't offer compensation as a seller, no one's going to show your home. Whether we want to address that as an unethical approach or not, it's understood because somehow all the properties were required to be an MLS offer of compensation. And then on a dime from March 14th to March 15th, the industry was told it had to change its wicked ways. And that's what NAR agreed to stay in business. So I'm not surprised that sellers are paying what I call monopoly money because there's been such a huge uprise since COVID in equity. And what is 2% out of all the money that no one earned, their home value while they slept? So I'm not at all surprised. It seems from industry experts that there's large degree of compliance with this requirement to have a buyer agent agreement contract signed. I know there's still some opposition by some buyers, but I think there's been an assurance, and even in the relatively new series of contracts that were executed by buyers and sellers are still wishing to pay. Now, the thing that's changed a bit is that it no longer is an MLS requirement or there's a blanket offer of compensation. No longer is there really appropriately any buyer's agent calling around and asking what is being offered. They basically become a customer. I think to be compliant must contain a request for an offer of compensation in an offer.